Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Joseph Cipriano over here at Palmetto Physical Medicine in Greenville, South Carolina. And today we have our patient here. You know, this is our receptionist. I think everybody knows her. One thing that I have been getting, and even which Erica has noticed as well, is a lot of our patients ask, you know, what our exam process consists of. So I'm gonna walk through a basic examination. Now, just remember, you know, depending on what you have specifically going on, you know, we may get more in depth in, you know, neck orthopedic tests or low back orthopedic tests, just depending on your specific condition. But as an overall basic, when you come into the office, you're going to meet with me, you're going to meet with our nurse practitioner as well, and you're going to be able to get a care plan. You know, that's a very well-rounded care plan. So I know today, technically you're not really having any pain, just a little bit of tightness and tension, right?
Right.
Okay. So what I want to show everybody, I just want to run through some orthopedic tests. As if you were a new patient coming in, this is the exam process you would be going through as well. So we're going to go and we're going to check in the neck. One, we always palpate. I want to feel the spine. This is the number one thing. I want to feel the spine for symmetry. You know, if there's any muscle imbalances, you know, I'm checking that tonicity, making sure that, you know, there's no taut or tender fibers on either side. If I do notice anything, these are things that I mark down, obviously, in the exam finding. And I'll go through the entire spine, and I start from usually in the neck, and then we'll make our way down into the lumbar spine. So up here, was anything tender to the touch when I...
Right along here, the usual.
The usual, right along.
Suspects.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you sit nice and straight. What I'm gonna do some orthopedic tests. We're gonna push down on your head. We're gonna pull up on your head, just some things like that, okay? Mm-hmm. So if I push down like this, does that cause any increase in pain?
No.
Okay, good. I'm gonna have you lean your head to the right. When I push in like that, does that increase any pain?
No.
Okay, to the other side. Does that increase any pain?
No.
Okay, so let me make sure. Do you have earrings in?
Yeah.
Anything big? Okay. All right, so I'm gonna lift up. Does that increase, decrease, or no change at all?
No change.
No change. Okay. So we're going to now push in through here. Any pain going in through here? Now there may be a little.
A little, yeah.
A little bit? Okay.
Yeah.
Now granted, you're gonna get a little pulling, but
yeah.
Okay. But yeah, if there is some pain, let me know. Any issues with that?
It was worse on that side.
It was worse on this side?
Mm-hmm.
So that right there, that would be something, you know, I'd be marking off in my exam that, okay, she has some issues right through here. So now, once I check the cervical spine, typically what I would go to would be the lumbar spine. So if, obviously today she just has, you know, a little bit of tightness in here. She definitely feels a little bit more pain on her right side. So what we're gonna do now is I'll have you lay flat on your back. I want to examine the lower lumbar spine. So for here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna raise one leg up at a time. If I raise this up, do you notice any pain in the low back or in the hips with this?
No.
Okay. If I flex the foot like this, any increase in pain with anything?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna come down. We're gonna bend this knee, cross it over your foot, and from here, if I push down on your hip, any pain in your low back or your hips?
No.
Okay, good. So we're gonna do the same thing with the other side. So we're gonna go straight up first. Any pain with this?
No.
Now granted with that, you know, you may have tight calves or tight hamstrings with that one.
My hamstrings are literally just like so tight.
Just pulling? All right, bend the knee, cross, and so with here, any pain in the low back or the hips?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah.
On the right side?
Right.
Okay, so I want you to flip over onto your stomach for me. So now, we first do the testing, and she's laying in the supine position. Supine just means face up. Now we're gonna recheck, we're gonna do some other tests on the prone position. So when I have her like this, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna have you bend this ankle, this ankle, and we're gonna lift up just like this. Any pain when doing this?
No.
Okay, good. When I bring your foot in like that, any pain in the low back or the hips when I do this? No. When I come out like this, any pain in the low back or hips? No. Good. Okay, now we're gonna come around and we're gonna do the same thing on this side. Any pain with this?
A little.
A little? Where at? Right there. Now, does it stay here? Do you ever notice it go down into any of the legs?
It stays there.
It stays there. Okay. When I bring your leg in like this, is that? Nope. Okay, and then when I bring it out like this, any issues? Nope. Okay. So from here, I'm going to have you sit on up. So this is my typical, your basic orthopedic test that I'll run through with every patient. I'm trying to recreate any type of pain anyone may be experiencing. Now, the reason I want to recreate it is I want to see where it's coming from and the different tests that I do. If I start finding more positives, obviously I'll dig in a little bit deeper and I'll go through a few more orthopedic tests to try to, you know, specific and map out exactly where that pain's coming from. Now, one thing I do let all patients know is, you know, I am trying to recreate the pain. If you know that something is already going to hurt you, just let me know beforehand. I'm not trying to, you know, like torture you. Yeah, this is not what it is.
Not this time.
Yeah, not this time. So after we go through that, what I would do, I would then educate her on what, like basically how my mind works, what I'm looking for, the reasoning behind all those orthopedic tests, and then I'll go in and show her just a quick example on how the body works. From there, what we're going to do is would go ahead and would take films depending on those orthopedic tests of what we found. So today, obviously, as with having, you know, some issues up in the kind of that lower neck, upper back area, that would be one of the sides that I would be checking out and getting films on. And then also you're having a tiny bit of pain, you know, in that low back as well. So, you know, so for her, I would really want to see what's going on in the neck and the lumbar spine. But we do already have images of her, so I already do know what's going on. So that would be our typical exam process. From here, though, let's go ahead and show everybody again how we're going to do our adjusting. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I will have you lay face down for me. Okay, so now everyone knows, obviously, whenever I have a patient lay face down, things that we're looking at the symmetry literally bilaterally. We want everything feeling on the right as it is on the left. You want that symmetrical feel, the look. You know, you're looking for a high shoulder, a high hip, a head tilt. Things like that are what a chiropractor is looking for in their patient. Because you got to realize, you know, especially when you spot something and see it like visibly on someone, when you look at their x-ray, it's really going to be like almost like 10 times worse. So these are things that we're looking for. So I'm going in, you know, I'm obviously feeling some tension right through here. Here's our main issue, and then there was actually a little bit today in that low back as well. So I go through, I will palpate the entire spine. And from here, so I already know how I'm going to start on the setup with the adjustments today. So we're going to come around here. We're going to start right up here in the upper thoracic area. Okay. Yeah, both of these are actually very tight. So yeah, I'm feeling a little bit more, actually the T1 on the left side, and we're going to drop down to a T2 on the right. So on the left, there we go. Good. Got a nice little bit of movement there. I'm going to drop down to that T2 on the right. Perfect. Okay. So that adjustment alone, that already is opening up, you know, that upper back area, especially where, you know, this is where a lot of people tend to hold a lot of their stress, is right in through the traps there. So now we're going to come in, we're going to do the upper back adjustment. Okay. Take a deep breath in. Exhale all the way out. Good. And one more time, deep breath in. Exhale all the way out. Perfect. Okay. So now we're going to come down to that low back here. So one thing that I want to check, just because I know is a little bit more like an issue you had more on the right. I want to stabilize on the sacrum here, and I want you to raise that right leg up as high as you can. Any pain, tenderness, tightness?
No.
No? Okay, I felt something move when when you did that.
Yeah.
Raise the left side for me.
Whoops.
Any pain, tenderness, or tightness?
No.
No? Okay. And both went up actually rather high, which is a good thing. So from here, what we're going to do is, so it's not a sacral issue, so now I want to focus more on the lumbar spine, okay?
Okay.
So we are going to, I'm going to have you turn on your side and face me this way. I'm going to bring this headpiece up. Good. Bend that top knee. Come a little bit closer to me. Perfect. Good. So I get a little bit of movement there, and now I'm going to have you come to the other side, and we are going to check the other side here. Perfect. There we go.
Preemptive crack.
I know, right? She's already moving before. All right, so I'm going to have you lay flat on your back for me. And let me put this down. Good. Okay. So we're going to come all the way down here. We're going to take a look at her leg length. Nice and even. Nice and flush. Perfect. Exactly what we want to see here, which is a good thing. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to slide you on down. Okay. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm feeling through her thoracic spine here. We did get some movement in that prone position, that face down position, but what I want to do is I want to open up some of the ribs in here. Just there's a little bit of areas. Is anything tender in here?
No, it all feels really tight though right there.
It does feel tight?
Yeah, that band right there.
Okay, all right, what I'm going to have you do, I'm going to have you stand up. Yep, turn and face that way. Lean back on me. Actually, that got a good movement right in that spot there. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna have you take a seat. Yep, right there. Feet this way. So now today we are going to use the Y strap. Let me get this set up for you. So with the Y strap, this is a Y-axis distraction technique. The strap will go around the base of her occiput. I'll stand up at the top of the table and literally distract the spine in the Y-axis direction. Now the reason we're doing that is every day, you know, you have gravity that is kind of weighing you down, and you start to put some pressure on those nerves that are coming out in the frame and in between the vertebra. So what we want to do is we want to open that up. We want to take pressure off the nerves, and we want to restore function, you know, in all the areas. So I know you've had this before, but I know a lot of the viewers, you know, not a lot of people may have even seen this. So there you go. Pull your hair through. Perfect. And I'll have you lean on back. Good. And we'll come up here. This is where we start to distract the spine. And I feel like I get the same reaction every time from you. Even though you know it's coming. Come on up. Yeah, even though she knows it's coming, you know that reaction. And I mean, you just feel everything. It's just decompression, you know, in that cervical spine, and you'll feel that even go down as well. So after I do this adjustment, you know, that it is a very powerful technique. What I like to do is I like to use what's called the vibrocursor, and I really like, so let me explain this. This is a soft tissue technique just because we got a lot of movement, and now what a lot of people don't realize is the muscles, especially, you know, in the traps, in the back, you know, they actually connect onto the spine, onto different areas of the spine. The transverse process of spine is processed. So what just happened is when you get a big movement like that from an adjustment, you know, your muscles are already kind of like confused, wondering what's going on. You know, they haven't been in this position. So what I want to do is I want to help relax the muscles after, so I work on the soft tissue. And what that allows is that allows your body to hold the adjustments a little bit longer. So I'll come through literally with the vibrocursor and we'll work all the way up and down the spine. So I know her main complaint has been in her traps. So I'll spend a little extra time up in the trap area, and you know, the traps go all the way up, and we'll follow it all the way up too. And then we start coming down, and I always hit both sides of the spine, and I bring it all the way down as well. So these are areas that I really like to use the vibrocursor at. You know, you focus on the spine and the muscles that are, you know, from the right side and the left side of the spine. We work that all the way down. So this is what a typical adjustment would be like here at the office. You know, I do get a lot of new patients that come in and they don't know exactly what the experience is. So just wanted to kind of share with everybody how it's done and what we do here. So now how would you, because I know I still get emails all the time asking about the wire strap. How would you describe that to somebody?
It's intense. Yeah, the first time it seems really, really scary, but it definitely does do the job of just
decompressing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely something that, you know, I get a lot of people wanting to come here and wanting to get adjusted by me specifically for that wire strap adjustment. But yeah, if you haven't had it done, you know, I definitely recommend, you know, feel free and contact us. My email is always in the description, or you can contact me at Dr. Joseph Cipriano at gmail.com, or even the website www.drjosephcipriano.com. From there, I'd love to get you scheduled in. We'll find the best time for you and love to meet you and help you guys out. Have a good one, everybody.